This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
The morning coffee on a Sunday morning for another edition of the Halas Hall Report. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Woody.
Morning, Ken. Hey, before you start, can you say Duval once? Because you look like Liam Combs, dude. You just do.
So, I used to live in Jax, and they used to go, Duval!
Oh, my God. You sound just like him. Oh, my God.
Idiot. And, of course, we got a brother from another mother, the man who's been recovering and is looking fine this morning, Bear Fan Dan. Good morning, brother. How you doing today?
Doing good.
And then there's producer Mike in the back, not talking to us. He's too busy. Clack, 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 click, 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 setting stuff up. But we love him anyway. So, guys, we got this coaching staff's coming together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
surprised. I would. Offensive coordinator, but Eric Bieniemy.
Oh, you mean our new running back coach?
Yeah. I thought he was a good offensive coordinator, but I guess we hired him too late now. But he's our running backs coach. Yes.
Maybe if the guy we have as the OC right now doesn't, whatever, maybe eventually the enemy will move up to offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that for just a running backs coach, that's a pretty good resume, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this guy's been talked about for being a head coach, and now he's. I mean, our current OC, the former tight ends coach from Denver. It's like, I get it. He's not calling the plays. OC in Chicago this year, you're an OC in name only. Let's be real. You're not calling plays. You're not designing the offense. But you wanted to hire the guy away. The only way you can get around the draft picks and other stuff is to make it a promotion. Well, going from tight end coach to OC is a promotion. So now the Bears get a good tight end coach. They've got a good running back coach. You've got a good DC in Chicago now with Allen. Oh yeah, another guy who's supposed to be a head coach. Did we get? We didn't get an offensive line coach yet, did we?
I don't think so.
No, offensive line and defensive line, I believe, the only ones available left.
So, and we got some holdovers, from the old staff, which nothing to yell or scream about, like good, bad, or indifferent. But it's funny because I go back to about 3 weeks ago, and was it Schefter was saying that the Bears, or when we hired him, Ben, they said, yeah, they're going to get an all-star staff, all-star coaching staff. And we're like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Well, I'm pretty happy right now. This coaching room is. So here's a question, Dan. What are your expectations of this new staff?
Obviously to win more than 5 games, but work with Caleb in that. And, be better. First year, we have to see how the draft and all that, but
yeah, we got to see how the roster pans out, free agency, re-signings, draft. Woody, though, with this staff, though, I mean, look, I made the argument, when we were talking, a week or two ago about, basically the difference between Washington's O-line and our O-line last year wasn't personnel skill as much as it was coaching. So, I mean, if you look at these coaches we're bringing on, if I follow my own logic, this Bears team, they should be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends on who they hire as offensive line coach. That was our main problem, and getting the personnel in there as well. The other coaches that are, I'm happy with the Dennis Allen defensive coordinator signing. A little confused about the Bieniemy, but like Dan said, if he doesn't work out, there are a new offensive coordinator that he can maybe move up. But my biggest thing is for next year is not playing from behind all year, scoring early, and obviously winning more games.
I mean, and the personnel side is going to start taking shape here, starting a week from. Well, they won't sign once they can start re-signing people. Was like 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, right? That's when the league year starts, or the Friday after the Super Bowl, something like that is that date. I'm sure Mike can tell us what that date is for the new league year, and that's when we can start signing people. And then like a week or two after that, free agency begins, whatever those timelines are. But I mean, the personnel is going to start coming together. But coaching wise, like Bieniemy is the running backs coach. I'm pretty excited. That's going to help Swift. That's going to help Roshan. I expect more out of that room now. I expect more out of the defense. Because now you've got a guy who's just, that's his life, is going to be the defense. Not like where last year it was Flus was kind of trying to split and do other things. So the defense fell off a little last year. I expect he's going to do good things. The new OC, like he's not going to OC, that's Ben, but I expect him to have an impact on Cole Kmet, that tight end room. And Ben Johnson, I expect that offense to be designed that no matter who the line coaches are, where offense or defense, at least I like on both sides, that the design is going to impact positively no matter what the personnel group or that line specific coach is. So I'm expecting a lot more out of the offense. So
yeah, and free agency starts March 13th.
So wait, Joe Rudolph, what coaching? Oh, that's the yeah. I mean, I expect a lot more, and Jabe brings up a good point. We should see more. All right, so We've got also. Hold on, Mike is just telling me we have a new slide to look at. Let me see what we got here. In fact, to flash for a second, I wanted to talk about, but here we go. This is an interesting slide. Get you guys' take on this. The price tag on him, I think they're saying is like going to be 12 mil.
Yeah,
So what do you guys
cheaper than
think?
that. Cheaper than that. From what his injury.
It literally just came out the other day on his price tag for next year. That's why I kind of was talking about it again. I know we talked about it, said if it's a cheap deal, but 12, 13 mil per year is way too steep in my view.
Yep,
Was that
mine too.
Spotrac that put that out there, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan. I don't know. I mean, I like Jenkins, but with his injury history, it's kind of hard to spend that much money.
Yeah.
It's also kind of hard to let him go.
Yeah. Too much. Too much. Trying to sign him, for less, but.
So, well, then we got some free agents that could possibly be free agents. Well, let me hit a couple other ones that are in-house first. This first one I think is a no-brainer. What do you guys think about Sanborn?
True. Special teams and defensive, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that one's true as well. He's going to get a decent paycheck. Maybe what, 5, 6, 7 mil a year. It'd be worth it. We got rid of Roquan, and he stepped right in and really just he made it his. This one's going to be interesting.
I say true.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah. Well, true.
13 mil. 13 mil. Come on. You got
I think it might even be a little more than 13 mil for him.
Oh my goodness, no.
Oh heck.
No. Fuck.
No.
I did not put an injury prone on a tag. No way.
Yeah,
Not for 25 mil. I don't even think you do it for 15 for his injuries.
I don't give him a franchise tag at all. Why use it?
Yeah, I'd let him walk. Really, because if you think about it, I don't think we have any free agents that will put any kind of tag on. Like Sanborn will probably wrap up. Keenan's going to one of 3 places: Chargers, Rams, or us. And I think with all the coaching changes and Ben Johnson, I think that kind of motivates him to stay in Chicago, to be honest with you. All right, looking at some outside the team, maybe some guys that might shake loose that don't get re-signed because of cap issues or whatever, where they're at now. Every year there's a Kansas City Chief on the board, it seems. I mean, look at this team goes to Super Bowls. So when these guys come up from Kansas City, they're all getting paid. Kansas City's been lucky enough to re-sign the ones they want to keep. But Trey Smith.
Yep. True.
I mean, how much do you, if Kansas City doesn't get him signed and he hits the open market, what are you saying true? How much do you think though True costs?
Okay. Here's a check. You give me amount what you want. I'm telling you, protecting Mahomes, blah, 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 Super Bowl lineman, dude. And that's our biggest need. Fuck yeah. Give him the house. Not the house. Not like a Mike Ditka with Ricky Williams, but no, but oh yeah, definitely. The amount, I'm not too sure, but very high. I would.
I'm sure Mike can tell us what his Spotrac is. Dan, what do you think about this one?
I take him. I go for him.
I think like with our cap, we can probably make 2 bigger signings. This would be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
This would be, I would think he's probably 22 mil a year. Mike, let me know how far off I am on that.
Not far. You're not far off at all. His trajectory is set 19.7 for 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, give him a raise right away.
I'm all over that. All right, here's another interesting one, guys. A name that we've talked about in the past, about a year ago, as a matter of fact. Actually, about a year and a half ago, and at the trade deadline, the previous season and last off season, Chase Young.
Yep, I was just talking about it on the rant. Absolutely, I would go after him. True.
What do you think, Dan?
I take him, reunite him with
Montez.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. No, I mean, I like that idea too. He did. There was talk when he was in San Francisco. Sometimes maybe he took a little bit off or this, that, but he had a pretty decent season in NOLA. That defense was good, and he was a nice piece of it. NOLA doesn't have the cap space; they got to let him walk.
Their cap
that was
hell.
A luxury last year. I assume his SPO track on him is going to be around 15 mil.
It hasn't updated yet. It doesn't have a market value on him. And
what did he make last year?
What he made last year, 3 mil.
Yeah, he's making a lot more than that this year.
Well, that's on the cap hit. That's the cap hit.
Yeah, but his contract, though, I know his contract wasn't that big, so we were all surprised when he signed there. I think he signed like a 7 or 8, maybe 9 mil contract, if that, something like that. But I would take Young.
With all the incentives, it was 13.
I want to answer Jabe's thing here. I wouldn't let Allen walk. He's probably one of our biggest receivers, and if we add Chris Godwin or Casey, we don't know how Chris Godwin's injury is going to pan out. And Hollywood Brown, they're small guys. We need that big receiver.
Well, and like Hollywood Brown, let me start with him. Like, he was awesome in Baltimore, 1,000-yard seasons. You know, I was so happy I got his helmet. 3 days later, after the helmet arrived, he gets traded to the Cardinals. So the entire time in the Cardinals organization, injured. He goes to KC. He's like, wow, you know, we're finally going to see Hollywood Brown like live up to some potential. Yeah, injured. Now look, he's healthy right now. He's going to play next week in the Super Bowl. He might have a big moment in the Super Bowl or something like that. But can't forget with Hollywood Brown, the kid is dynamic. He is a good receiver, but he's injured. It's like Tevin Jenkins. He's injured so much you're not going to give this guy a big paycheck.
And Godwin's going to be right around 23 mil.
No, and we don't know. Like I said, I don't know. We don't know how his injury is going to be paying next season.
And Godwin, good luck getting him.
You'd be paying more for him than we do DJ.
But do you think Godwin's going to hit the open market?
No. Well,
I think Tampa.
Dude, Tampa keeps their guys.
Yep.
Especially their good receivers. They keep them. And with Baker there, yeah, Godwin, because he was an impact. When they got their 2 guys, that offense clicks. When one of them's out, they're okay. But no, they're gonna try to keep Godwin in Tampa.
But don't we agree that we need a big receiver on this team? We take Keenan Allen off and get one of these guys. We have no big receiver. It's not all speed.
But I mean, like, you know what though? Like, Allen isn't exactly slow. Rome isn't exactly slow.
No.
I would say they're deceptively fast, and more importantly, they create, all 3 of our receivers create space, and all 3 of them have home run ability. So I would keep I'm sorry, I would keep Allen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we 100% need a big receiver at this point. I know big receiver is nice for the throw up ball for him to go get it, but we got good route runners. And that kind of, I'm not saying make up for a tall receiver, but definitely helps.
Allen's pretty tall, isn't he? He's got some huge reach, and Rome's got good reach, and DJ's, I mean, they're not short receivers, but they're I know Chris Godwin's a free agent. So, well, let's wait. AJ, let me quantify that. You need to quantify your argument. Chris Godwin is slated to possibly be a free agent this year because that's assuming the team he's on now doesn't re-sign him. So what I'm saying to you is Tampa is going to do everything they can to re-sign him so he doesn't hit the free agency market. And when we go back to these guys that we're talking about, like Trey Smith, like he may not even see the market, right? Chase Young will most likely see the argument because they probably don't have the money in NOLA, right? Let me go to another guy real quick that could possibly hit the free agency market. Well, that's not. Yeah, that's Hardy. That's their own guy. But then you got Hardy could hit the market if we don't re-sign him. And what's the last one there, Mike? Matt Pryor.
I'd keep him definitely for 1 year. Absolutely,
1 or 2 year deal for Matt Hardy. I mean, look at I'm sorry, I almost said Hardy. Matt Hardy. I was thinking wrestling. Pryor, I would definitely re-sign because when he came in this year, his numbers were great on the line. When he played, he was really good at right guard. He did a decent job at right tackle. He did a really good job at left guard. So yeah, at the guard positions, he's good. Right guard, he can almost start. To be honest with you, his PFF grade was good enough. You can make the argument Pryor could be a starter. I think if the Bears can get him on a 2-year extension or a 3-year deal, even with look, 1 year's guaranteed, and then years 2 and 3 could be void years, that team friendly stuff. But this way we could keep him if we want him, and he could stay if he wants to stay, kind of deal. I think that would work. On Hardy, yeah. Depth never hurts, man. What do you guys think?
I like Hardy. Yeah,
Yeah, and he'll definitely be cheap. But back to the Godwin and the Bucks. The Bucks are actually in salary cap problems. So obviously they could shuffle around money. We all know they can do that. But some people's going to have to take some pay cuts if that's going to happen, in my view. Because they don't have but $3 million.
That's before they get the $20 million bump from the NFL like everyone else is going to get. But I mean,
still not a lot.
No, but they always find a way, though.
Yeah, but besides Godwin, though, who's a free agent that they need to re-sign on that team this year for Tampa?
I don't know the Bucks is like that, but probably not many.
Because with Baker going off this year, just with Mike Evans, I don't see Tampa getting rid of Godwin. They'll
find a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Baker will give up some money so he can pay him.
Absolutely.
I mean, but they don't even have to give up money. They just restructure a contract here, restructure one there. Like the whole they don't have money argument to a certain degree.
True, but he's a good guy. He'll give up 30. He'll give up $5 million and still make 30.
Oh yeah, but they can just restructure and give him more signing bonus money or something, and that's what I'm saying. Like we say this every year, like, oh, Minnesota's not going to be able to sign anyone, and yet Kwesi finds money. Oh, Gutekunst isn't going to be able to do anything in Green Bay. They find money.
They don't find it. They find the loophole. The money is there. It's just, I don't know. I've always been against it. Whatever money spent should be on the cap, no matter where it's coming from. It needs to go against the cap. There's a cap for a reason. Shouldn't be no loopholes. That's just my view.
You tell him, Mike. You tell him.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't go to the store and have $100 in my bank account and I'm spending $200. Hey,
every sport. Every sport.
You can just take this $99, put it on that coupon, swipe that manager card, and we're good.
Every sport should have a salary cap. Baseball's next. But yeah, I agree with Mike there.
I mean, I get they always find. I just don't see Godwin leaving Tampa. They will find a way to get him under contract. They will. Like Chase Young. Conversely, though, I don't think the Saints will find a way to get Chase Young under contract. Because right now they don't even have a head coach, but their cap, they may just be stripping it all down. There might be some other big free agents coming out of the Saints if they decide to strip that club down and
Well,
rebuild it.
What
I mean,
are they? Well, what's their they're in cap hell. What are they? How much over the cap are they?
oh,
The
God.
Saints. So like 50, something like that.
It's something. And then you got guys like Taysom Hill who you really can't cut because the dead cap
No.
money,
What
the way
team
that
did you
contract
say?
is,
This
kills
Nola.
you. Nola. And while Mike is looking that up, let me bring one more thing up, then we'll transition back. But yes, happy birthday, Papa Bear Halas. Today would have been his birthday.
Yep.
The man who made the NFL. Yet,
I
Jared,
found we were talking about offensive line coach.
yeah,
There's three guys that are looking at. They're, Rudolph from Notre Dame, Justin Fry at Ohio State, and Dan Rochar. He's a offensive line coach at Tulane.
So we're going for fucking college.
Right now to bring Rochar to the Bears.
that's interesting. Yeah, going with college guys. I mean, that could be a good move though too.
Okay, I got a question. I did look it up. How much you think New Orleans
But
has in the bank?
they're 53.5 million over the cap.
Pretty much. Yep.
Well, how much is
50, it? It says 54-1.
Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. I'm always
but
wrong.
it fluctuates all the time because it said we had 69. Now this week it's saying 63.
Yeah, Spotrack's been fluctuating a lot lately. I don't know what they're doing with the numbers over there with those guys, but I mean they're tight like Taysom Hill. They couldn't cut him if they wanted to. I think his dead cap is like 17 mil if they cut him. Like they got some weird contracts there that they're gonna have to trade people. They're gonna have to do some stuff and they can't necessarily just cut guys and save money because the way they wrote contracts.
Right, and for Hill it'd be an $18 million dead cap, and that for a tight end and a backup quarterback, that's a little pricey if you ask me.
mean, well, he's a fan favorite there. He's the jack of all trades. I get the guy cashed in on the popularity train. You know what? I'm sorry. That's your new starting quarterback next year in NOLA, and you just got to let Carr walk because you can't afford to keep both.
Oh, boy, Ken. You're not going to say bring Carr to Chicago because he's your boy, right?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Maybe I think Carr can go back to the Raiders, depending on what they do in the draft or whatnot. But I mean, they've got other guys like Kamara. They might have to let Kamara go. They're going to have to let some people go because of the cap.
I don't think they let Carr go.
What?
No, I don't either.
Well, no, his dead cap's 50 mil. So
what about Kamara?
Oh, he's a free agent, ain't he? Oh no, it's 25 mil for dead cap for him.
What's up, Yoli?
Morning, Yoli. Yeah, they're gonna have to trade some pieces. They're gonna have to trade some pieces to get cap relief. So here's a question.
There's got to be some big players too.
Here's a question. Would you give a 4th or 5th round pick to get Kamara and add him to that running back room in Chicago?
Oh, you fucking killing me, Ken. You're killing me.
I try.
Fuck, goddamn, dude.
That pushes his buddy Wheeler to the practice squad.
Yeah, to get Kamara, yeah, because I know. To get Kamara 4th, 5th round, 4th and a 5th.
Either or. Okay. I mean,
and we have 9 picks, correct?
Yeah.
I think we're down to 7.
We're 7?
Yeah, I think we've moved 1 or 2 picks. Mike will have to double check that, but I think we're at 7. And also, Mike, Yoli wants her top fan T-shirt.
And Yoli, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I'm still waiting for my Halas Hall jersey.
Yeah, me too. But no, I mean, yeah, if you get Kamara, you don't push Wheeler all the way to the practice squad. You might still make the roster for special teams and running back 4, so to speak. But I mean, look, let's say you make a trade, 4th round pick, and we're not going to eat. We'll probably eat most of that contract. Let's say we're going to eat like this year we eat 15 mil of that contract. So that gives, let's say, NOLA 15 mil in cap relief. They're still going to be on maybe the hook for 10 because they're not going to be dealing from a position of power, right? So, yeah.
So, my goodness.
And Mike, no, I don't think Ben's going to trade Swift. I don't think Ben traded Swift last time.
No,
I think that was
no,
more
no.
on the GM.
Message me. What the Mike? We need shirts too, man.
No, dude, what's up?
Message me after the first game.
Yoli never came on to the show, which we keep asking her to come on, and she keeps shading off.
She makes more comments than you do.
Well, good. Fuck it, I'm on the show. Why do I need
Hey,
to make
Yoli, do you mind coming on the show? Put Woody in his place for me, please.
To answer Ken's question now, here's a follow-up question. To do that, though, are we promised to get an offensive lineman and an edge rusher in the draft, or are we going after another free agent offensive lineman or edge rusher?
That depends, because look, I look at it this way, Woody. I think that really we're positionally we need what? On defense we need a edge rusher, right? That's the must. On offense we need a O lineman. So whether you get them in the first 3 picks of our draft, which all 3 of those first picks will be blue chip, or free agency, it doesn't matter. So there's at least 3 opportunities that way, maybe 2 or 3 others in free agency. So you're looking at 6 opportunities to fill 2 holes that have, like let's say a right guard and a defensive edge right off the bat, and after that we're probably okay, right? In theory. So yeah, I mean it doesn't matter if you get Kamara, you can still spend money on a right guard and then go get an edge in the draft. Or if the money works out right, you could trade for Kamara and sign a guard, and maybe even still sign a Chase Young if the money's right. Because remember, we're looking at about 69 mil or so right now before the NFL gives us our additional 20 mil. So let's just say that additional 20 mil goes to the right guard we sign. We still got 69 mil to re-sign people and hit free agents with. So we could probably do 2 or 3 $20 million contracts in this offseason on top of our re-signs. So you could get Kamara, let's say, for 15 mil a year, 10 mil a year, whatever, that we're going to be willing to pay for and still get your other needs. I mean, we're kind of in luxury zone. I think we have the ability to take some luxury picks.
So you're if we do sign Kamara now, Roshan Johnson's carries are really going to be down.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I think our needs are more than just running back, but they always go somewhere where we say they're not going to go. But
see what I would do is this is what I would do. I would still try to go after get a Trey Smith offensive lineman, but I still think we draft the best offensive lineman first pick.
I agree. I see these mock drafts. A lot of these guys have the Bears taking a running back at number 10. I'm like, no. I mean, just stop, put the crack pipe down, son. You've gone full Mark Cuban. It's like it's offensive line. These are saying, oh, we need offensive linemen. Let's draft the running back.
Yeah.
Really, dudes? Yeah. I mean, come on.
You know why they're probably saying that, Ken? They think they're going to fix all our issues in free agency.
Maybe, but I mean, if let's say you get Kamara with the way Ben Johnson likes a 2-headed monster. I mean, Swift and Kamara makes a pretty good 2-headed monster with Roshan in reserve. So really, you might have a 3-headed monster there. If you keep Keenan, you've got 3 top-end receivers. Tight end, you've got Cole. We all know Cole is talented, just been underutilized. Maybe we keep we still have Everett for one more year under contract. So that tight end room looks good. I mean, now it's just fixing the line, and defensively, you need another edge rusher, and you got to re-sign Sanborn, and then maybe you need to pick up a corner or a safety in the draft in the first 3 or 4 rounds to start, more depth, and then you're gonna have to draft some depth on the D line and the O line.
That's like a dream team you're making up there, Ken.
But that's basically where we're at. Good morning, Chad.
Yeah, what's up, Chad?
Think about it. If you look at the person on this roster, though, dude, we're really that's where we're at.
Yeah. And maybe we need a backup safety as well.
Yeah, like, you get maybe.
For
Britzker? Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
They say the reports are saying that he's healthy, getting ready. He's going to be ready for next year. But
I hope so. It was a concussion. He was out half the year. Like, it was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, we definitely need a backup safety or, get a safety. for depth. Definitely need that. Probably a corner wouldn't hurt either. And then we need some depth, obviously, to develop even for the O line and D line. Because like Kieran's going to probably, you would hope, progress this year, right? In year 2, on the O line and become a better depth piece and maybe eventually a starter. So, you got to have some project guys because, O linemen can take 2 or 3 years to develop in the NFL. So you've always got to be drafting an O lineman every year to develop because some will be good, some will be misses. So you're always got to be drafting O linemen to develop. That's why Kansas City's where they are. Every year they draft O linemen and they develop them and then they go get big contracts. They hit.
And it's not only their offense too; their defense as well.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
Well, their defense is what got them to the Super Bowl, I believe.
Yep. And they're going to win the Super Bowl once again.
Hope not.
Fuck off with the fucking Sheagles, please.
Yeah, so there's some interesting, and look, there's another interesting free agent that Mike didn't put up is the other Sweat, the one from Philadelphia. He could be a free agent if Philly doesn't re-sign him.
I think I said a couple weeks ago, I think they do with Graham retiring, so they're gonna have that money. I don't see them getting rid of their Sweat.
Yeah, A-Dub, I think Keenan stays in Chicago. Keenan's already publicly, not only do they say things publicly and do other things, but he said basically he's going to play for LA, or Chicago next year. That's kind of what his thought process was. I'm satisfied. Look, he was number 2 in receiving for this team last year. I'm satisfied with with him, A-Dub. Packer fans want to know because look at if we let Keenan walk, guess who's gonna be knocking on the door? They need a receiver up there. I get it. They think T. Higgins might be the guy for them if he's gonna hit free agency, but that's what I hate about this part of the year though. Everyone's like, we're gonna go get this guy. We're gonna get this guy. Like, dude, they gotta make it to free agency first.
But I heard his free agent price tag for Higgins could get to $30 million.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, we're getting Trey Smith. We're getting Trey Smith. We're getting Trey Smith. Are we? He's got to become a free agent before we can get him.
Yep.
We got the money.
Just our opinions.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh, my God. Here we go with that. Guys, please. Cooper Kupp is 4'10". I know he's good. We need like a Alshon Jeffrey to go up and get the ball. 20-yard line, red zone. We don't need small receivers. I know they do. They're good route runners, but please just give me one receiver tall that can go up there and get the ball.
Let's just trade for a Hill. He'll run right by you like a cheetah.
Jesus Christ.
Just kidding, Woody.
I know.
He said
Chad also said Leonard Floyd. Listen, I like Leonard Floyd when he's Chicago. Obviously, he got rid of him, but I say I like Taylor too. I think he did a heck of a job for us this year on the defensive side.
Keenan Allen's not, he's 6'2", 211. He's not like a small guy.
Mm-mm.
Last year only 744 yards, a 10.6 yard average, 7 touchdowns. His long was 45 yards last year. He had the one fumble. He had the interception he threw.
Is that an interception or is like I give the fuck up?
He was targeted 121 times, caught it 70. And we know some of those targets were, the ball was 10 feet over his head as Caleb maybe was throwing it away. So those counts a target. But I'm happy with Keenan.
Yep.
Oh, no, I get it, A-Dub. I get it, but I get why Packer fans want. Packer fans, and this isn't necessarily true of you, A-Dub, but Packer fans in general always want to know what are the Bears going to do with Keenan. There's 2 reasons Packer fans ask that. 1, they're like, get this guy out of Chicago because he can hurt us, and 2, maybe we can sign him because we need a receiver. Packer fans aren't asking if we're keeping Keenan for the health of our team. That's for sure. I think we're keeping Keenan. I think the odds are pretty good. Chase Young, though, of the guys we talked about, the most, Chase Young seems like almost a no-brainer to a certain degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just wondering what his price tag is going to be.
I have no idea. He only made $3 million last year.
Well, that was the cap hit, but with incentives and everything else, he could have made like up to 13.
Hell yeah.
And then we got some interior line. We got to strengthen up the interior D line a little bit too. Some depth. I mean, really, this team, it was. I think a lot of this team was a matter of coaching. And you look at the coaches we're bringing in. I think they're addressing that issue. I mean, Bears fans look at. We need to address the O line with some personnel, or fans are going to lose their mind. If you look at the O line last year, PFF, not bad. Like I said, the difference between the Bears O line and Washington's O line, PFF, not bad. Coaching was our issue. But if we don't bring in a big player like Trey, I think fans are going to lose their mind in terms of polls before the season starts.
Yep.
And I just don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Because I think, like, if the Bears stand pat when they say we got the guys we think we need, we're going to hear nothing but, oh my God, Poles needs to be fired, because you know how Bears fans are. And then if the season started and the O-line was great, it's not like they would forget. They would stop talking about it. But the second a sack happened, oh my God, Poles is terrible. He didn't address the line. These guys could all be PFFing in the 80s and 90s,
Well, just like the offensive coordinator we signed, it says all these people, we're going to suck next year again. We're going to suck next year again.
Hey, Flotus 1, Iggy 6, gotcha. If you guys don't know what Iggy is, I got your 6. Good military term there.
Well, I got your back.
Yeah. Yeah. We get everyone's 6s. Good to see you here, Flotus.
Ken, what's your 20?
Man cave. But there's some definite possibilities of the Bears. I mean, we've got money, we've got some trade capital. Mike, what are we at 7 or are we at 9 draft picks? We didn't get the answer on that one. I thought I heard we were at 7. I thought we traded.
Right.
Maybe,
and that's including the 6th rounder from Pittsburgh.
Here, I'll look it up while he's. 2025 draft. Let me see what we got here. 9 draft picks.
Yeah. So, wow, I got right on the spot, motherfucker.
The Bears have, let me bring it up. We have, all right, in the first round, we have the 10th, we have the 39th and the 41st and the 2nd, the 72nd and the 3rd. So that's 4 picks in the top 72.
4 in the, wow.
We have no 4th rounder. Our 5th rounder, is to be determined, what number it is. And then we have a 6th rounder from the Steelers, a 7th rounder from the Browns, and a 7th rounder from the Bengals.
Oof.
This pick, the 2nd round, the 39th overall, completes the DJ Moore trade.
Yeah. Hey, don't we have the 40th and the 42nd overall pick?
Just the 40th, and it goes right to the 72nd. It says we have 41, 40, and 41.
It's weird because this site says different. That's why I was asking.
This is from the Bears website, chicagobears.com.
Yep.
And it says, it's weird. It says the Bears will select 10th in the 1st round. They will also choose 39 and 41st in the 2nd round. The remaining 5 choices will be determined after the NFL awards compensation picks. So they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 picks, but it said 9 on the tagline. That was weird. So we have 8 picks.
Weird. I got 9.
Yeah,
I got different numbers too, because I got 10, 40, 42, 74. For some reason it says 4th round, no selection, whatever that means.
We don't have a pick.
5th is to be determined.
Right.
And then we get a 6th rounder, like you said, from the Steelers, 7th from the Browns, and the 7th from.
So maybe where it said 9 because they had the 4th round, and whoever wrote the tagline counted as the pick, but we don't have a 4th round selection. But according to the Chicago Bears website, like from the Bears, we're 10, 39, 41, 72, and 4 TBDs.
And I'm on Chicago Bears News if you wanted to know. It's weird how it's different,
Yeah.
Should be the same.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the Bears actual website, so that's weird. But still, I mean, 4 picks in the top 72. I mean, that's, we're getting look at with the 10th, the 39th, and the 41. That's 3 blue chips probably. The 72nd pick, it might not be an instant starter, but you're telling me that we're not going to get at least 1 or 2 offensive linemen there, or an edge, based, of course, what we do in free agency. Cunningham, I don't think Cunningham's under contract.
No, I think the latest news is that he was interviewing for the Jacksonville GM job.
Yeah, I don't think he got it. So I don't think we're getting a pick. No. I think we're keeping Cunningham again.
No, I seen a thing saying Ian didn't like or something what he's seen in Jacksonville, and he's staying a Bear. That's what I heard, what I seen.
And I would too with Ben Johnson and this coaching staff, because your stock can keep going up. Like, he's in a situation, his stock can continue to rise if this team does better. So,
and we're going to benefit if he stays or benefit if he leaves.
And they said on the earlier show that they saw somewhere that since Ben Johnson's in Chicago, Montgomery says, I'll go back there to play for him.
I'm sure he would, but we're not going to trade for him. He's got, 2 more years on that contract? So, thank you.
Yep. Snooze, you lose.
Jay asked, would we trade up or down in the draft with the first round?
Nope. No.
Yeah, I mean, look at though. I mean, I don't get. I like Chad's reaction to that. The draft. I don't know why Bears fans always are talking like, "Well, we got to trade a first round pick." Like, ever since the DJ Moore trade, now every year it's like, "Oh, are we trading the first rounder?" It's like, look at number 10. Okay, I won't say no because I think it's situational. If let's say the guy we want, like whoever's at 11. Like, if it's one of those deals, like, or we know that the guy we want is going to be there at 14, and the team at 14 wants to jump up, and they're going to throw in another second rounder this year or something, right? If we're going to make some hay, yeah, Poles, I could see Poles do it, right? Like, if you're going to get the guy that you want, like, okay, look at when we got Stevenson, or not Stevenson, Darnell Wright. We knew we were going to take Darnell Wright, but we said, "Oh, you want to give us another pick, Philly, to take the guy we're not going to take and flip one spot? Sure, we'll make the deal and take an extra pick." Yeah, I think Poles would do that if the situation arises. If he's got an offensive lineman he's targeted and he's like, "Yeah, I can get this guy at 15," and the team at 15 says, "I really, really want to come up to 10 because I want to get my running back or whatever it is, and I'll give you, we'll swap spots, and then I'll give you my second rounder this year and a third rounder next year," I think he would do it. So I won't say no as far as trading back if the right situation presents itself. Now, as far as moving forward, once again, situational, I think, though. Nagy has not gone anywhere, Chad. You won't hear anything on him till after the Super Bowl now. I don't see us trading up. Do you, Woody?
No, I don't see a trade at all. That first pick, not at all. Because they have 2 offensive linemen. You got Will from LSU, then you got Kelvin Banks. I'm going through all the draft picks and the teams that are in front of us. You know, obviously Tennessee might go after a quarterback. Giants probably going to go after Sanders' kid. So it depends on the other teams, but we're going to get one of those 2 big offensive linemen that are coming out. Definitely.
Yeah, Flus is Chad's catching up on all his news for the whole week. Flus is in Dallas now. He will be coming back to Chicago this year because we played Dallas at home.
Yep.
That will be interesting. And that doesn't happen too often where the guy who was your head coach last year comes and coaches against you at home as a coordinator for another team. So that'll be a fun one. I don't see us moving either, Woody. Like I agree with you, but the only thing like I could say is if let's say one of those 2 guys, like he knows he can get him at 13, and the team at 13 wants to move to 10, he might pull the trigger to get he might pull the trigger. I mean, but that's it'd have to be one of those types of situations, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have to like have a 95% or better probability that he's still going to get the guy he wants to be moved back, 2 or 3 spots. If it's 1 spot at 11 and he knows he's got 100% probability that, hey, look, they're moving up because they want this running back or something, then cool, But I don't see us moving forward or back really. No, Chad, we're not getting Micah Parsons, Micah, call him what you will.
Micah.
Jabe asked about the edge rusher from Penn State.
I
love Woody's reactions when you say Penn State.
Good God, people. I'm speechless.
I think it's too early. Jabe, I'll throw this up here so people can see the comment. Honestly, I think it's too early to ask that question. Because of free agency. Like we're doing some hypotheticals draft and really not doing players yet because like offensive line's a safe bet. But edge, if we sign an edge rusher, we're probably not drafting an edge rusher with those top 3 picks. Like that's why you're seeing all these mock drafts with the Bears taking a running back. If let's say we sign a right guard and we sign an edge rusher, then maybe that running back mock draft comes true. Right? And then you've got trade scenarios. Like there are teams like NOLA who might be looking to trade some pieces off for cheap draft capital. We're talking a 5th rounder, 6th rounder, 7th rounder because they need cap relief. Like you can get, and people seem to overinflate. Like feel like, oh, Kamara's a 1st round pick. No, he's not. You maybe can get a 2nd or 3rd round pick, maybe. But at this point of the year, those guys tend to go for 4th, 5th, 6th rounders. Because they're not dealing from strength. I mean, that's a big thing in the GM world. I mean, the tackle from Tennessee is supposed to be there. Look at the combine's got to happen too. That's going to change draft stock. It does every year. Yep. The Senior Bowl, which was yesterday, right? Was that yesterday's Senior Bowl?
I think it will. Hold on.
What's up, Broski?
Broski.
It's draft stock's going to move up and down. So I'm not speculating on individual players for the draft yet because we haven't even touched free agency, and free agency is going to dictate the draft. Right? Your roster needs dictate your draft. So if we get Chase Young, edge is not a need. Because remember, we got Booker behind him, who we drafted last year, and people said, well, he came out a year too early. Then if he came out this year, he'd be a low-end 1st round, high 2nd round pick. So if you draft Young, I don't think you're even looking at another edge rusher. Right? Now you're just looking at offensive line. And if you get, Senior Bowl was yesterday, says JB. I didn't even watch it. I was too busy house hunting. And then let's say you get Trey Smith. So if you sign Trey Smith, now you're looking maybe for a tackle, not a guard, right? Because our starting left guard might be missing the first part of the year, right? So, I mean, free agency is going to dictate our need. Maybe if, let's say, we get Chase Young and Trey Smith, just throwing it out there, maybe that number 10 pick is a safety or a linebacker. I mean, because you can always upgrade.
It's hard to say.
I mean, but that's why it's so hard to right now to even think about the draft, because free agency is going to completely change your sight picture. Completely change it. So I don't know. I mean, I know the Bears are going to spend. I think players are going to want to come to Chicago because of the coaching staff. I think that's why Keenan will stay and probably not cost as much as some people think. I think Tevin, I think he might be willing to stay for a discount in Chicago. And that's the only way he stays. He's not getting $13 million from Chicago. Man, Chad's really throwing this out.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Here's the thing we do know. We don't need a quarterback. Actually, we got about 2 minutes left or so. Let me ask you. Let's do this for the last topic, Woody. The quarterback position in the Steelers. Not our team. We really don't care, but we do. 2 questions. One, which one of the two? Well, it could go. I'll put it this way. A, do they re-sign both Russ and Fields? Or B, which one do they re-sign? And C, the one that doesn't get re-signed, where do you think they go?
I think they re-sign Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson goes to Las Vegas with Pete Carroll.
Damn it! We made that topic too short. Yeah, I kind of because I could see that too. There's Russ going to Vegas. They roll with Fields. I mean, I think whichever quarterback they don't sign, I don't think they sign both. I don't think financially that's in their cards. But
I'd like to add the Russ move. What if all of a sudden that does happen? Who do you think follows? Maybe DK Metcalf?
Possibly. Vegas could be a player this offseason. Yeah, DK goes over there. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're Russ, though, here's a question. If you're Russ and the Steelers offer you the big contract, do you stay, or do you say, no, I want to go to Pete Carroll and then let Justin go there?
If I was Russ, I would stay there. If the big contract, it's not like the Steelers were totally bad last year. But I know Pete Carroll is going to probably take him out to dinner, fly his own jet to Las Vegas, take him out, and beg him to come to Las Vegas.
So that's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on here. Don't forget, we'll be back next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 on the East. Don't forget Ken and Ken in the morning, every morning, 10 a.m. Central, 11 on the East. On our last bad take on the Steelers quarterback situation, we will bid you a fond farewell. Enjoy the Pro Bowl today when the flag football. Order you some coffee, which the new bags are in, so I have to order me some. And we'll see you all Wednesday. Everyone have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Bear down.
Bear down.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and MM The nightly podcasts are Halas Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails. NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all